falling and missing from the shelves every time a paranormal activity occurs. To report him with a recording of a short CCTV footage. You on this incident, I will pass over to our reporter, Ms. Roha, at the crime scene.
Thank you, Hanim from studio. So today I'm here in front of the shop where the mystery incident happened. And today with me, I have the owner of the shop, Miss Lee. Hello, Miss Lee.
Hi.
Okay. Miss Lee, about the mystery incident, when does it happen to you?
Actually, it happened many times before. So every day I will check my stock. And the next day I found that there are some missing. So at first I thought it was my fault because of the miscounting. So I didn't suspect anything.
Can you briefly explain what happened on that day?
That day when I was doing my work, so suddenly I heard something fall down. So I go check and I found it was a water bottle. So when I tried to clean the mess, I saw a footprint. So I go to check my CCTV.
From the CCTV footage, what did you found that which make you to call the police?
Because of the footprint, so I checked the CCTV. From the CCTV, I saw the water bottle fall down by itself. But there is no one there. So because of the footprint, so I believe there must be someone here. So I decide to call the police.
Okay, thank you, Miss Lee. From the owner's explanation, we know that this case is a serious case which need to be solved immediately to prevent similar cases happen. So today with me is the police investigator that assigned to this case from Police Department Pago, Mr. Atap. Hello, Mr. Atap.
Hello.
So, Mr. Atap, about the investigation of this case, how is it going?
So firstly, based on the video surveillance that sent to us, we have investigated the video and then we have determined that the video is not altered in many ways, so it is not hoax. And then based on the crime scene that we can see here, there is a few footprints. And based on the witness statement that we have collected, which is from the shop owner, we have validated that there is some guys with disappearing technology, or we call that invisibility. Yes.
We know the suspect is still uncaught. So, what are your advice to the community?
Our advice to community is to keep aware of any occurrences such as this, because the suspect has not been known and still at large. So, because of the technology they obtain, we won't know where they will appear again. Also, if anyone have seen any occurrences like this, they should notify the local authorities. And then, any information that given to us is appreciated.
Thank you, Mr. Atap. So that's all from me. Back to studio.
Thank you, Ms. Roha. So today with me here is Professor Aina from the Material Science Department of University Tun Mesin on Malaysia. Welcome, Professor Aina, and thank you for your time with us. So, Professor, what is your opinion on this mysterious incident? And is it possible to make someone invisible?
Of course, it's possible to make someone invisible, especially in our naked eyes, because in the real world, invisibility comes down to a trick of light. So we can see objects because light reflects off them and hit our eyes. It also involves bending the light that hit our eyes around an object, so we can see what behind the object, but not the object itself. For this, I have a collaboration with a researcher from the University of Rochester in New York to find a way for more effectively how to bend the light around an object so it can be invisible to the viewer.
So cloaking is essentially just an optical illusion, and people have been doing that for hundreds of years. There have been many high-tech approaches to try and achieve cloaking, and the basic idea behind these high-tech or exotic materials is to take light and have it pass around something as if it isn't there. And so we just figured a very simple way of doing that can just be using standard lenses and things that we would normally find in the lab.
What we've tried to develop is a simplified version of a perfect cloaking device for small angles. And what we've done is we've simplified it to a 4-lens system. And as you can see, all we've used are off-the-shelf optics that we can get from any of the optical stores. And the great thing about this is it can be scalable to any size that you can make the lenses. But the most important thing that we've done so far is this is the first device that we know of that can do 3-dimensional, continuous, multi-directional cloaking. So if you have rays that go at different angles, you can have the cloaking device still cloak it while what you see in the background is shifted accordingly without any distortion or changes. Say we place an object, in our case a ruler, in the middle. If we didn't have the lenses, we would be able to see the ruler. But what the lenses do is the lenses actually cloak the ruler. So if you were standing right here and you look straight through, what would happen is the rays would focus and then diverge out. So it actually bends the light around the ruler so that you won't be able to see the ruler if you looked at it straight down. So we have slightly more complicated designs where an object can be cloaked entirely, but we've tried to simplify our design, and what we have is where the light goes through the center of the design, so that cannot be blocked. So the cloaking region is actually a ring-shaped area on the outside rather than the center.
People have been fascinated with cloaking for a very long time, and it's recently been a really popular thing, for example, in science fiction, also in Harry Potter. But I think people are really excited by the prospect of just being invisible.
For scientists, it's also very fascinating because we can actually put math and science behind that to make that a reality. Even though that's been a difficult subject to implement, it's very fascinating scientifically too.
Professor, I'm sure the viewers are very curious whether this technology is available to the market.
Actually, we're still trying to improve this technology so that we can use in any type of industry, such as when we want to operate on a tiny area in the patient bodies, we try to make the doctor's hand become invisible so we just see through it. And we also have been using this technology in fighter jet in the United States.
So, Professor, do you have any last words for the viewers?
Actually, I really hope this technology will be used in a good way, not in a bad way. Because if you use this invisible technology, it will become a disaster. Because we can't see what will happen, where they do with this technology.
Thank you, Professor Aina, for sharing your knowledge with us today.
Thank you, Ms. Ani, for having me here.
Oh, finally I know what is metamaterial.
Yes.